Good morning. How are you today? Showers of blessing it is. Since yesterday, and we're still enjoying it. Here we are in the studio, and of course, I can't just ignore the fact that women are blazing the trail at the moment. First was the Super Falcons, then we have the Tigress, also winning the AfroBasket for 5 consecutive times. So you would agree with me that what a man can do, a woman can do even better. And we're also bringing that on the table of Moneyflix this morning. It's not just me, it's also another beautiful one, a very beautiful damsel joining me on the program this morning. Good morning, Olayemi.
Good morning, Lara. Thank you so much. How are you doing this morning?
I'm very well,
It is indeed showers of blessings, like you said. It's a really cold morning, and let's see how this Monday goes, really.
It's definitely still a money-making Monday, like most people would hashtag it.
Yeah.
Rain or not, the hustling spirit stays still, especially for any average Nigerian.
Yeah.
It's we go again. That's just it. We go again. So on the menu today, we have a whole lot for you, and we'll also be including a particular interview. You do not want to miss any part of that. But first thing first, let's take the weather forecast and see if we're going to have this rain throughout the day. Many thanks for staying with us. We apologize there for no weather forecast, but we're still praying, just like Olayemi said, that hopefully we're having less rain.
Less rain, because if you wash your clothes this moment, this period,
there is always a special way to do it. Trust me, there's always a
Enlighten
special.
me.
I know, we talk about that behind the scene. Let me just continue maintaining this soft girl, glam thing.
You look I mean,
thank you. Let me continue maintaining, because by the time I start, letting the cat out of the bag, and they will have a different perspective of me. So let's just keep it.
Let's keep it.
Let's keep it soft,
professional.
Yeah, thank you. Moses is here in the studio joining the ladies. And he just can't but agree with me that we are ruling at the moment. Good morning, Moses.
Yeah, good morning, girls. Lara and Olayemi, and of course, what a wet morning. So, glad to have you join us on EM News, right here on Ogun State Television. I am Moses or Jewumi. Nigeria's D Tigress has won the 2025 FIBA Women Afro Basketball, defeating Mali. The first quarter of the tough encounter ended at 21-26 in favor of Mali. White Nigerian girls came back from behind to draw the game 41-41 in the second quarter. Third round ended in favor of the Tigress with 61-56. The Tigress then sealed the victory with a resounding 78-64 to clinch the fifth title in fifth attempt. And meanwhile, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Nigeria's national women's basketball team, the Tigress, for lifting their 7th African Championship at the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket. The coach, Rena Makama, led a female team, won the AfroBasket finals by defeating the Malian side 78-64 in a thrilling match Sunday night at Peladi Sport de Treville in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire. President Tinubu commended the skill, resilience, determination, and teamwork that propelled the team to the 5th consecutive title and the 7th overall. He praised the team's determination to bring glory to the country despite losing the first quarter of the match. President Tinubu also lauded head coach Rena Wakama and a technical team for the exemplary leadership and the Nigerian Basketball Federation for the steadfast support. President Tinubu added that he looks forward to receiving the victorious team and the trophy in Abuja while wishing them a safe trip. And away from sports, the Civil Defense, Correctional Fire and Immigration Services Board, CDCFIB, has announced an extension of the application deadline for its ongoing 2025 paramilitary recruitment exercise. In a statement released by the Secretary to the Board, Major General A.M. Jibril, the board said the recruitment portal, originally scheduled to close on Monday, 4th August 2025, will now remain open until Monday, 11th August 2025. The extension, according to the statement, is geared towards providing additional opportunity for applicants willing to be enlisted into any of the paramilitary services as well as the board. Applicants were reminded that the official application portal remains recruitment.cdcfib.gov.ng, and the board emphasized that the recruitment process is free of charge and will be conducted in a fair and transparent manner. And now to electoral matters. The Independent National Electoral Commission has called for stronger collaboration among all stakeholders to combat electoral fraud in future elections across the country. The resident electoral commissioner in Osun State, Mutiu Agboki, who made the call while speaking with journalists in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, urged key players to wake up to their responsibility and do what is necessary for the advancement of Nigeria's democracy. Agboki questioned the roles played by other stakeholders, particularly the media, security agencies, civil society, organizations, the political class, and religious leaders during elections. He lamented the increasing violence before and on election day. The REC also called on stakeholders to take the lead in voter education and enlighten the public on the electoral process. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, has reported 732 oil spill incidents in 2024, with sabotage accounting for 59.1% of the cases. The data is contained in the NUPRC 2024 annual report recently released as mandated by law to submit an annual report of its operations and audited financial accounts of the Minister of Petroleum Accounts. And this is how far we can go on AM News. Many thanks for watching. Good morning.
Many thanks for staying with us on Morning Flakes. Now is the time where we get motivational talks.
Yeah.
And then there is no better time to start winning than now. Even if you have started already, you can still start now. If you haven't, you can start now. Let's get to hear Dr. Shogo, how he explains to us better ways to win on 3 methods of winning this week.
My name is Dr. Shogo. I am Salt, Light, and Honey, yesterday is gone, but you can use today to create a better tomorrow. To become successful at something new, you must grow into someone new. Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to another disruptive edition of. Thank you for the amazing feedback on social media. I always love hearing from you. Here are 3 strategies to win this week. Don't spend so much time and money consuming when you could be producing. Let me tell you this. Part of making the contribution you were born to make is transitioning from being a consumer, that is, someone who eats up what other produces, to being a producer, someone which people get something they need. Ladies and gentlemen, please go from consumption to production. You must make a conscious effort, because many societal forces want to keep you stuck in consumerism. There's no way you can make impact when you're a consumer. There's no way you can be relevant when you're a consumer. Procrastination robs you of the great goals you could have otherwise achieved. Procrastination robs you of the great goals you could otherwise achieve. Let me tell you something. You need to know the goals you want to achieve. And most often, you need to know what you have to do. But why aren't you doing it? Why are you allowing procrastination to rob you of your goals? Ladies and gentlemen, don't let procrastination deceive you. The only way you're going to reach your goal is by taking action. Not just taking action, but taking massive action. I tell people that procrastination has eaten a lot of destinies. Procrastination has killed a lot of people, more than COVID, more than malaria, more than HIV. Stop procrastinating. One way to stop procrastination that I recommend for people is what I call 1 minute rule. If a task, if an activity will take you less than 1 minute to achieve, don't postpone it, don't procrastinate it, do it immediately. I call it 1 minute rule. Your past mistakes and present place don't have to limit your future state. Excuse me, we all make mistakes, which often delay our progress, but that doesn't mean you can't finish strong. You learn from mistakes, you improve, and you push through to reach your goals. You don't have to be paralyzed by your past and defeated by your present. Guys, yesterday is gone, but you can use today to create a better tomorrow. Please wake up. Endeavor to share these tips, these nuggets with your loved ones. Keep winning. I can't wait to hear from you once again. I would love to connect with you on my social media pages. Thank you for joining me. See you next week. God bless.
Thank you for staying with us still on Morning Flix. And right about now, it's time for the newspaper review. And we have this particular one that we'll be reviewing this morning, Nigerian Tribune. And please permit me to bask in the euphoria of the D-Tigress win once again. Yeah.
I said it's a women's world.
It's a women's world and we are ruling at the moment. D-Tigress wins 5th title in a row, defeats Mali 78-64. And we also have experts question FEC's approval of 712 billion naira for airport upgrade with 2 riders. Renovation wasteful, misplaced priority. This is coming from AGC. It's strategic investment in nations' aviation infrastructure. Keyamo has that to say. 2027, Tinubu's loyalist regroup, revive structures. And also we have NDLEA as they intercepted cocaine tramadol consignment in vehicle side mirrors at Lagos Airport. That's a very interesting one there. Find a job to do ahead of 2027. APC tells El Rufai with a rider. Your utterances distracting Tinubu, and all these headlines, I'm reading them from the Nigerian Tribune for this morning, and that's all we can take this morning. And then right about now, we're having the Nigerians speak on, they are speaking on kidnapping causes and effect. Apologies for that. And now we have Emmanuel Dasaolu here to speak about the ladies winning, the ladies wins with the ladies. Good morning.
Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Lara. Good morning, Yemi. It's good to be here with the ladies to talk about the ladies. Of course.
You do not have a choice. You just have to.
Since I think it was last week, every Nigerian has been cheering for like 2-3 weeks now. It's all about the women, and you could understand why. First, it was the Falcons who went ahead and dominated the continent, winning the Cup of Nations. That's the WAFCON. And of course, during that period, we also had the D-Tigress who were also competing at the AfroBasket. That's the FIBA AfroBasket competition as well. For many people, it was a tale of let's do it back to back. This time around, unlike that, I think there are elements of special things in both title wins. The D-Tigers winning their 10th, the Falcons winning their 10th, and the D-Tigers winning their 7th overall. Well, what makes this also special is the mere fact that we know that this will be the 5th consecutive title. So it means that since 2015, till 2025, that's a span of 10 years already. Wow. The D-Tigers are unbeaten. So you ask yourself, how have you been able to manage this for the span of 10 years? It's not like we don't have worthy contenders, worthy competitions on the continent of Africa. The likes of Senegal, the likes of Mali. The likes of Cameroon. Most of those teams are also doing pretty well from themselves, but it just feels like the quality Nigeria possesses at this point in time is so strong. I think the finals for me was the game against Senegal in the semi-finals. I think that was the final before the final. Yes, we saw a lot of physicality from the Malians yesterday, but at the same time, I think the moment we were able to cross that hurdle of the Senegalese, then they will lose more. The chances of winning the finals was very, very high. Nigerians also got a scare in the quarter one. That's the first quarter of yesterday's game, where we didn't really pull our weight as much, and that's been the tale of the tournament so far. Many of the times we've had to actually fight back against Senegal in the fourth quarter. We had to fight back and all of that. We saw what happened in the group stages as well. So basically, you look at how they have navigated themselves. But for me, I think most importantly, aside the fact that we have a lot of standout players in this team, players who can actually step up when it matters, I also want to give it to the coach of this team, Reina Wakama. This will be the first woman to win the Afro Basket, and of course the first woman to win it back-to-back on the African continent. So most of the time we've gotten to see a lot of men bring teams to the Afro Basket, and of course we get to see what they do. In terms of this achievement for us, I think Senegal in the 90s or the 80s were the first team to actually be able to go about 8 years unbeaten. So for Nigeria, going 10 years unbeaten on the continent is a massive feat. It's, so I look at what's happened in the last 2 weeks and say to myself, the same Nigeria has won the 10th WAFCON title, that's for football. Yeah. The same Nigeria has won their 7th AfroBasket title. And you ask yourself, what are the men doing? Because like it or not, the record speaks for themselves.
Would you say the competition is harder for men?
Of course, when it comes to the level of physicality, the level of technicality, and all of that, you know how different it can be.
So we can actually cut them some slack.
When we look at what some other countries have also done, you know that these are not feats that are not impossible. Take, for instance, in the world of football on the continent, we have Egypt, who has won about 7 titles so far. Nigeria just has about 3.
So it is doable.
So it is doable. It is achievable if we put our minds to it and all of that. For the Tigers as well, very, very consistent team on the continent until recently. And most of the people in Nigeria are also putting that at the hands of the NBBF, who has failed to actually ensure that we have a running and a stable league in the country. And of course, you say, does it not apply for the women? Yeah. But you look at the majority of this team, many of these girls are from abroad. So Reina Wakama also coached in Eastern as well. She's also abroad. Many of the girls that we have in Ezine Kanu, Okonkwo.
Okay. Because of that, they are being treated differently? Is that what
I'm not saying they are being treated differently. I'm saying that they have a very, very good standing. They have a very good structures in the USA, in Europe, where they are coming from. So these girls are already at competitive level by the time they are coming to the Nigeria. They are ready-made girls. So basically, you can understand. In fact, as at the day before yesterday, I was seeing another girl on Instagram where she is a Nigerian and she also wants to represent the USA. And people are asking, why is she not representing Nigeria? But at the same time, are we going to now say, for the fact that we have so much coming in from abroad, neglect what's happening on the local front? We also have to do better. Girls, I saw the statement from the wife of the president, Senator Remi Tinubu, and she said something like, you are a shining example for girls in Nigeria. But how does that translate? Girls in Nigeria now see this fit and they want to be a part of sport. They want to play football, they want to play basketball, but do we have the system?
Emmanuel, we can keep going on and on about the Tigers. Let's just move on already. Time is not really on our side.
I'm just going to say that it's a whole lot for us to actually come this far. We also have to see it reflect on our grassroots as well. Before I leave on the show, I'm going to touch on maybe just 2 more topics if time permits me. Later today, Nigeria will be up against Senegal when it comes to the African Nations Championships. That's what we call CHAN. It's been hosted by 3 countries. We've seen about 4 games yesterday. We've seen Morocco win. We've seen Kenya. I saw them against DR Congo. 4 games where we saw good and interesting matches. And for me, I saw the turnout in the stadiums as well. Massive, unlike what we've seen with the WAFCON until the finals or the semi-finals. Basically, what we saw at the start of the CHAN is something very, very interesting. Fans are cheering. The quality of football is also on the high as well.
Okay.
But Nigeria will be facing defending champion. Mind you, in about 7 competitions, we have failed to win any.
So what do you think is this tournament? What's the feeling like?
I think there is a difference with what we are saying this time around, because before now we get to see the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria delegate his assistant to go all the way with the boys. We are talking about CHAN. It's for local-based players who play at the home-based level for clubs in Nigeria or other African countries. So basically now we are seeing Eric Chell, who is now the gaffer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but we call the CHAN Eagles the Super Eagles B. So this time around, rather than delegate that responsibility to the assistant, he's also taking it up by himself.
Nice.
Through the pre-season and of course before the tournament itself, friendlies, he has been with this boy. So I think this might be a difference for Nigeria this time around. Can we go all the way to win? I think maybe we have the quality, but can we compete at that level? The likes of Senegal, the likes of Morocco, who has won it about 2 times, are second 3 times winners. We have Senegal, who are currently defending champions, who we are facing later on today. We have the likes of Congo as well. So if these teams can be prominent at this level, there is nothing stopping Nigeria from also doing the same as we speak. So I'm really, really inquisitive as to how we can perform. I saw our friendly in Zanzibar. At some point we dropped a 2-goal lead. We cannot afford to have this type of things happen at the tournament level. Yes, Nigeria can be a tournament team, but at the same time we have to take it very seriously. And also, before my time winds up,
maybe it's just the time for the boys to prove themselves.
Yeah, I believe so, because there are a lot of scouts. European teams coming in to also see the kind of talent that they can poach. So this you can actually leave the likes of Shooting Stars, Remo Stars, and go to France.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On the final note, before I leave, Ademola Lookman, Nigerian, the African Player of the Year, has also handed in a transfer request to Atalanta. For a number of Nigerians, we are beginning to see the dynamics with what's happening with Nigerian players and the Italian teams. Victor Osimhen was the former African Footballer of the Year, and we saw how Napoli frustrated his move away from the club. The same thing is almost happening with Ademola Lookman. 2 players with contrasting figures. One very outspoken, the other silent.
I'm sure there is still sports real. Don't get too excited. This is Morning Flakes. Thank you for giving us the tip of the iceberg here. But yes, we have to go. We have to let Emmanuel go. We'll be back again on Sports Radio to tell you more about all those interesting sports stories. And then after this break, we'll be having our guest in the studio. Please stay with us.
The Ogun State Emergency Management Agency, OGSEMA, has issued a timely warning to residents, especially community development associations and landlords, to clear their drainages in preparation for the rainy season. This alert is particularly important given the Nigeria Meteorological Agency's prediction of heavy downpours. To mitigate the risk, the agency advised motorists and other road users to avoid flooded roads during rainfall. He also urged CDAs to educate residents on proper waste disposal and the importance of not building on runoff roads or engaging in environmentally hazardous activities. The state government has made it clear that it will take strict action against those who fail to comply with these guidelines. The rainfall prediction for Ogun State has already commenced this month, with a brief dry spell expected from July 21st. To stay safe during this period, residents can take proactive measures, clearing drainage channels, proper waste disposal, avoiding flooded areas, staying informed. By taking these precautions, residents can minimize the risk associated with flooding and ensure a safer rainy season. Announcer, Ogun State Emergency Management Agency, OGSEMA.
Morning Flicks, it is still on Ogun State Television. Many thanks for staying with us. We've been joined by two personnel from the Christ Gospel Witnesses Church International, and they will be discussing the 2025 National Convention that is tagged Real Both. And we have in the studio Pastor Lubumi Fajobi, the member board of trustees and vice chairman National Planning Committee, and also Pastor Ezekiel Basoya, area administrator, Ijebu area and member planning committee. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning.
Good morning, sirs. It's
Good
great
morning.
to have you here today with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us. So your national convention, the 2025 National Convention, is tagged Real Both 2025. Let's start with the tag, the title of the convention itself. When you say Real Both, what exactly is Real Both?
Real Both is a tag of a message in broad places where God grants expansion. And this year, our focus will be that the Lord is granting expansion to his people in Christ Gospel Witnesses Church, and all who have the grace to be partakers of this convention. And it's a time of spiritual regeneration, a time to really come to the presence of God to ask. If you take from the biblical character there, he had gone through a number of stress, and at a point the Lord granted him a place of rest, and so he called that place Rehoboth. And so that's our focus this year.
Okay, so since you mentioned that Rehoboth has a strong, biblical significance, how does this connect with the CWG as a church, as a ministry right now?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. And I think it's very, very significant to us in Christ Gospel Witnesses Church, because if we look back into the history of the church, where we're currently seated for our national convention, we've been in that place for over a period of time, close to almost 40 years plus. And then year in, year out, in terms of participation for the annual convention, we always have massive turnout of people, even despite the fact that we even live stream the program. I mean, because we have members all over the world, and then people will connect to our live streaming. Yet we still have a lot of people that will always want to be physically present. And then if you look at that place over a period of time, it's no longer conducive for us in terms of, taking
Capacity.
care of capacity.
Okay.
So, and God's so good by his grace, he has given us a new place.
Oh,
where we have hectares of land, and then even on that project, we have been on the project.
Where is this new place?
It's along Lagos Abeokuta Express Road.
Okay.
And so I can connect it to the history of the church, just like he said, and then also to the individual lives. So that place is no longer conducive for us. We need a bigger expansion. We need a bigger place. And so it's part of what we are even going to deal with during the convention. And members will be very, very interested to listen to how it's going to impact on that new place that we want to move into.
Okay, the convention, is it going to be holding at the new place or the old place?
The old place.
So where is the old place?
Adigbe.
Is that Adigbe?
Yes.
Okay, Pastor Olubumi, this particular convention will be starting 11th August.
Very
and
correct.
it will end at 17th of August. That's a very long time to have a gathering of people.
It's usually a week program.
I can tell, really. So what are the activities that people should expect?
Yeah, thank you for that very good question. The convention is program packed. We move from faith clinic in the morning to illumination from the Word of God in the early morning to morning. Then we move from there to enlightenment session, and finally to divine visitation. I want to break down the four highlights I've just given. When we talk about faith clinic, it's a place of prayer intervention where people gather to really pray through, all right? Praying until something happens in their life. And when we now come to later in the morning, we shall have illumination from the Word of God and a deep insight into the Word of God on topical issues that will be of significance and impartation.
Okay.
We move from there to enlightenment session. We realize that we are still here and people need broader experiences to get focused in their secular life. So we go to the enlightenment session. Then later in the evening, every day, we have divine visitation. This is a very impactful service of messages, songs, inspiration, and prayers, where divine visitation it will be experienced, where the impact of the Holy Ghost will be felt on the people. And we're believing God that He will really do wonders as we go through this experience this year.
Pastor Olubumi, like you mentioned, so as a first-time, attendee, is there any deliverables that the person should expect, to see from the convention, especially the fact that you mentioned you've been doing this for 40 years now?
No, more than 40 years.
More than 40
More than
years,
40
okay.
years, yeah.
More than 40 years now. So as a first-time attendee, should there be any deliverables expected? Like, what's the atmosphere of the convention like?
Yeah, it's going to be a blast atmosphere. And I expect that just as the camel testing to the river, the people will come forward to really be blessed to receive the divine water from above. And you see, as you come in, there are a lot of things that will be happening. It's a time for God visitation, so to speak. And if you are in the spirit, you can imagine what I'm talking about. Do you have burden in your heart? Are you going through some storms of life? This is a session to really have an encounter with God, where God can truly have impartation on your life to really move ahead.
Okay, Pastor Ezekiel, now let's go back memory lane. This has been going on for over 40 years, and then let's just look back, and then what has been the reception of people of this particular convention? That is one. And then two, this is a spiritual gathering. You should expect testimonies. Has there been mind-blowing testimonies of people that have been attending this particular convention in the past, so that people that you are preaching this convention to can actually look for something to look forward to? Thank you.
Actually, I mean, there is no way the children of God will gather together and there will be no massive testimonies of God, because the Bible says, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered together in his name, he will be in their midst. And I tell you for sure, testimonies abound as to what God has been doing during our national convention over a period of time. And that is exactly what excites a lot of people to actually want to participate. You know, when I even told you that, I mean, despite the fact that we have live transmission of the program, a lot of people still want to be there physically because they know that, I mean, it's like their own Shiloh, where they actually present all their requests before the Lord, just like Hannah did. And she came back the following year to give testimonies. A lot of testimonies abound, and that's why even during the convention this year, we still have some time for people to come and share the testimonies of what God has done in their lives last year. And then this year they will come and give testimonies. A lot of people that were childless, God gave them children. A lot of people that are asking, you know, again, in this country, in Nigeria, or I mean, in this part of the world generally, a lot of people will really want God to actually do something that is tangible, apart from the spiritual blessings that people are having every year, even physical blessings. Like last year, we had the story of someone who asked the Lord to give him a place of his own, a building of his own. Unfortunately, I mean, he came last year to tell us the way God even answered his prayer to get that house. He didn't have enough money, and somebody came to him to say that, I mean, I have a landed property or a building that I want to sell, and because of that, he said he didn't have enough, and the person told him, whatever amount you have, bring it, and eventually he got the building. And again, there are so many other testimonies, even in my own life too, personally, that I can even share with you. I know in my place of work, it is not easy. I mean, promotion does not come. That's what the Bible even says, that it doesn't come from the east nor from the west, it comes from the Lord. God has promoted me in my place of work several times, that I know that it is the finger of God that has actually brought that testimony, that has actually led me to where I am today. And Bumi can also testify to some of those good things that the Lord has done during the convention.
I could see him nodding and smiling. Would you like to share your testimonies?
I'm a bundle of testimonies.
Oh, great.
That's great.
My entire life, my whole being is God's at work. Is God at work? Imagine you going through your education without a principal sponsor, getting to this level without any major sponsor. Even in my recent years in my service, I've experienced the hand of God. I went through examinations, I passed. I mean, God has just been wonderful. And these experiences abound in the body of Christ, Christ Gospel Witnesses Church. And this is what we are inviting our audience to join us, so that God can do something awesome in their lives as well.
So are there any special ministers that are coming or that we should look forward to expecting to see?
Yeah, in CGWC, we don't advertise ministers.
Okay.
We advertise Jesus Christ.
Great.
There will be men of God there ministering under the anointing of the Holy Spirit. Just come. Just choose to be there. It's not about the individual that have been ministering.
Yeah.
It is about God that will be at work.
Wow. Pastor Lubumi, you are the vice chairman of the National Planning Committee.
By the grace of
You are a member of the committee.
Yep.
So if I'm asking this question, I'm asking the right persons, because Nigerians, when it comes to spiritual gatherings, we can be very sentimental about it. We troop out in large numbers to attend spiritual gatherings. So are there safety measures that you have put in place in case you get to find out that loads of people, massive number of people attend this convention?
Ordinarily, given the experiences we've had over the years, the convention will never hold without contact to all security agencies on, in and around Abeokuta. That has been done. We also have our in-house security network to ensure that, you know, we are talking about lives of people, to ensure that human lives and property are safeguarded, even up to the road traffic we also take measures in this regards to ensure safety all around. So all are involved. All the state apparatuses that are involved with security are involved to ensure that we have a guaranteed security.
Pastor Ezekiel, would you like to add to that?
Well, I think he has covered virtually everything around our provision of security. Even safety is very, very important. And also, we also have a clinic right inside the site for everybody that is around. If there are health issues, we have doctors, we have nurses on ground that will take care of them. So.
And just to add to what she mentioned, is there any provision for accommodation or logistics for people that are coming from far, that are not within the access of Abeokuta?
All right. In terms of accommodation, one of the reasons why I said that place is no longer, is shocking to us. Is the fact that we have accommodations at least for members, who have been part of the church over a period of time that have, but within the neighborhood, we have hotels around the place that people can actually lodge in, accommodate themselves, and then some members, because over a period of time we've been gathering there. There are houses like Airbnb that people, are always accustomed to. Yeah. Prior to now, members will have gone around the places, any vacant buildings around the places. Okay. People will have taken them.
Okay, please, Pastor Olubunmi, I want you to convince people to really attend this convention, because if you are attentive, really, you know that this is almost a period of convention for other churches, other denominations. Yeah. This is a period for convention, for gatherings. Lots of denominations are having their conventions. So why should I come for Rehoboth?
Yeah, this is an invitation extended freely to anyone who actually desires a breakthrough in his life or her life. And we are convinced by what we have gone through in our lives that God is at work at Christ Gospel Witnesses Church. And just like you said, it's a period of convention around. For CGWC, our convention will always start and terminate at the third Sunday in August, annually. And these have been on for several years. This is the 68th edition of the National Convention of the Church. And it really shows that there has been that consistency in what God has been doing in our midst. And if you are out there, I beckon on you to come, and you will experience a different situation in your life going forward.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olubunmi. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, let me just add to it the fact that there are conventions in different churches all over does not mean that you cannot attend the one for Christ Gospel Witnesses Church, because one of the things that we have also put in place is that our social media has been agog with different invitations.
Oh, that's great.
And some of the testimonies that you also requested, we have posted it out on our Instagram, on our Twitter, Facebook, and everywhere. Diverse are the needs of people. And let me also say that, there are also audiences for different solutions, different people. So, organizations. So, for me, it does not matter whether, another organization is holding their own, you are also holding your own. Yes, the needs of the people are to be met. And these are various opportunities that God has actually put in place to meet the needs of the people. CGWC convention is one of it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Pastor Olubunmi, we've been so focused on the convention, leaving out the church.
Yeah.
We would like to know more about your church, Christ Gospel Witnesses Church International. Please, let's know more about the church, really.
Christ Gospel Witnesses Church is a church with a vision of bringing up people with character, with people molded in the image of God, with the sole aim of it serving as a vehicle to them to get to eternity. We know that for God so loved the world and he gave his only begotten Son. And what it preaches in CGWC is Jesus as the way of life and the salvation through which man can be saved to have eternity. CGWC, therefore, is started here from Abeokuta, and that is why Abeokuta here is the headquarters of the church. We have branches across states of the Federation and in other countries. Okay. And to the glory of God, the gospel continues to spread. Just last Saturday, somebody was sharing with us at a meeting that the church has now reached Gabon.
Oh, wow.
To the glory of God. And the church still continues in its ministry, is in the US today by the grace of God. We have members across different nations of the world who are still connected with CGWC. But Abeokuta here is the headquarters, and the church, the headquarters is located at Obiola Way, just behind Madoju Timiolo Food Canteen. That's where the headquarters of the church is located.
But the convention is at the Gospel Campground?
Yeah, it's holding, the convention is holding at Gospel Camp.
Okay.
Munijesu bus stop at Digbe. Okay. So if you are coming from any part of Abeokuta, get to Bansheke. From there, you get a vehicle or a direction to Munijesu bus stop in Adigbe. At Munijesu bus stop, you see the human traffic going into the camp. And if you are coming from Lagos, you can come in from Obada.
Okay.
From Obada, from that junction in Obada, as you are going through Adigbe to Bale's place, Munijesu is a spot and you see the turning to your right, and you can get into the camp where the programs for this year's convention will be holding by the grace of God.
Okay, still talking about the church, CGWC, Pastor Lubumi, you mentioned something earlier about the church not entirely preaching or talking about men of God. You're more about the word of God. And this, in a way, somehow contradictory to some other believers or churches, because you know a particular man of God with a particular church.
Yeah.
So what should we know about? What should be that thing we should know that signifies CGWC if it's not a man of God?
There are men of God.
Okay.
And there are instruments in the hand of God in the church.
Okay.
The church has its administrative structure. And of course, if I tell you that, from your introduction, you said I am member board of trustees, you said is an area overseer for Ijebu area. There are people there. The church has its general overseer in Apostle J. Kennedy.
Okay.
But as a church, by its policy, we don't project individuals. We project Jesus. That's why you see on our banners, on our advertisement materials, you don't see human images. You see Jesus and people who are being blessed by God, not any particular individual. That's just the policy of the church.
Oh, great.
So what would you say is your core value as a church?
Sorry, pardon me, would you like Pastor Ezekiel to answer that question?
Over.
So because I'm really passionate about, our core values is just the teaching of the Word of God. Okay. Very sound, solid, undiluted message of God. Okay. That is what we are really, really all about. Christianity is about image molding. It's about actually bringing out the character and then quality of Jesus Christ out of you. And it is through the Word of God that you can actually imbibe those characters. And one of the things that anyone that has gone through the tutelage of Christ Gospel Witnesses Church will tell you today is the sound doctrine of the Word of God. And that's why the church is not built around personalities, around individuals. It's built around the Word of God. Anyone that has opportunity to even come in for this national convention will be able to differentiate that, okay, every time that you see people coming in, it's not an individual, it's not someone that is preaching every time. Different people, and as they are coming, the Lord is using them to deliver the Word of God to people. So
Okay.
that is our core value, teaching of the
Many
word
thanks
of
for that, Pastor Ezekiel. We have to
Thank
go.
you.
Pastor Olubimi has tried inviting people in few words. What are your last words to bring people, more people to Christ and to Rehoboth 2025?
Okay, Rehoboth 2025 is around the corner, and the purpose is that God is going to give rooms to people to spread their wings and then get to the zenith of their life and their ambition. So if you are one of the people that want to get to the zenith of your life and ambition, Rehoboth program is available for you. You are welcome.
Many thanks for that.
You can also
Christ,
share your social media platforms,
Okay.
numbers to call.
do you have social media platforms you would like to
Yeah,
share?
Christ Gospel Witnesses Church International.
Okay.
Just go ahead, or CGWC. Any of these, you'll get connected to all of our social media handles.
Okay.
Many thanks. Okay, Christ Gospel Witnesses Church International, CGWC, actually invite you to their 2025 National Convention tagged Rehoboth, and it will be going through from 11th August to 17th August 2025 at the campground at Monijesu bus stop at Digbe, Abeokuta, Ogun State. Many thanks for coming on the program today, sirs.
Thank you.
Pastor Olubumi Fajobi and Pastor Ezekiel Obasoya.
Thank you so
It's a
much.
privilege.
Great to
It's
have
so
you.
nice to have you here on the program this morning. Right about now, we'll be taking the interesting part of Morning Flicks, which is trending.
Trending.
We'll be back. It's still New Dawn and Morning Flakes on Ogun State Television. Many thanks for staying with us. And we apologize for the breaking transmission, and that was due to technical glitch. Okay, we're back on trending.
Yeah.
And we have interesting trending topics for today. We have the one concerning Peter Obi. We'll also be talking about the nurse and Inyanya, the Ekiti State Speaker, and the girls.
Yeah, and the girls, of course.
Okay, first thing, the first trending topic here focuses on this particular story on how Peter Obi was a speaker on Tuesday, 29 July 2025, at the public presentation of the book in honor of Chief Gabriel Osawari Gbinedion. And he made a very, I don't know if to call it a controversial statement about the national honors. Can we have the video already?
I know you're going to do more, but now that we have an opportunity, we have to change the way we honor people. The GCFR and GCON should be people who are entrepreneurial and productive, not us, the politicians. If they like, they can remove our own and give them so that the country can produce and be able to employ people. Ibedo deserves more. I know you're going to do more.
Okay, there it was that told us how the two highest national honors, GCFR and GCON, should be reserved for entrepreneurs. This was the perspective it was coming from, because the entrepreneur was talking about in this context is Gbinedion, and how he has contributed greatly to humanity and society.
Creating job opportunities,
elevating poverty and all that. So that's the angle, the perspective he was coming from when he was speaking. So, but let's see how Nigerians took that particular statement, really.
Do we have any comments? Okay, we have a comment from Mr. Nza that says, GCFR is Nigeria's highest honor, typically for president, but awarded to others for exceptional service. Confirmed non-presidential recipients include Obafemi Awolowo, 1982, Nelson Mandela, 1990, Muammar Gaddafi, 1997, and Queen Elizabeth II, 1989. Total holders are around 19 to 20, including recent posthumous awards. Okay, do we have another comment?
Do we have, okay. This is coming from OJ Darasimi. The only living CGFR is the president. No living soul in Nigeria is a GCFR. GCON is given to vice president and many times the Senate president too. That also includes Chief Justice. The title is typically reserved for the president and former head of state. Let's face it, Obi didn't know much about what he said. I think he does.
He does.
He does knows.
Yeah.
He wouldn't say he doesn't. Yeah, he does knows. And I want to believe that he's talking from a particular perspective, and maybe he doesn't entirely mean it in a serious way. Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, we have another comment from Akpani Teako that says, the question was, why is it mostly only public office holders? There are men who have distinguished themselves in their chosen enterprise or profession. Why can't it be awarded to them? Okay, I think this is where...
Yeah, I think this is where Peter Obi is coming from.
Yeah, really. But the GCFR honor is reserved for just presidents and past presidents, really.
True.
So it shouldn't be conferred. Okay, we have another comment.
Septic ball. So, Wale Soyinka and recently recently conferred, I are all politicians. I don't quite understand this.
Perhaps it's a question.
Perhaps it's a question, really.
Well, okay, we have another one from the Otumba that says, does he know the meaning of GCFR? God, I beg you. At least I have I have GCFRN on my bio. Is Peter Obi happy now?
I hope he's a happy man, really. I really hope he's a happy man there.
Well, like I was saying earlier, the GCFR is reserved for presidents, past presidents, and notable people in society who have contributed greatly to the nation, of course. I understand his perspective that it should be conferred.
You just said his perspective, and notable people in the society.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of the video that's trending right now. so that's why I'm understanding his perspective. But the real essence of this, right, is not to glorify entrepreneurs like he said. Yeah. It's reserved for presidents and past presidents.
I believe he knows that much. I believe he does. He knows that much. He's just a man that, I don't know, he just loves to share his opinions, his perspectives, and all that.
His hot takes.
Yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the next trending topic.
Yeah.
This happened last week as well, about a nurse who was scolded by colleagues for refusing to join the strike. And then luckily for her, she got a 500,000 naira gift from Etianya. Let's take a look at that.
Let's take a look at the video.
Look at her. They will refuse us entry the data. They have to report her. So wait for her when they can go.
Make all of them understand. We are fighting one battle that will benefit everybody. But she's one for fighting the strike.
Your personal property. So please carry your bag and get out.
She's the one sabotaging the strike. The federal Negro Secretary President. The deal will not branch.
To make sure you have a good workers enough. You're here and then plans to eat. I mean, carry your bag.
Management will recommend you.
Yeah, interesting one there. First thing first, when there is a solidarity movement, especially from union leaders, there's always a reason for it.
There is.
So that they are asking for their rights, agitating for something, there's always a reason backing up a solidarity movement.
Yeah.
So this particular nurse decided to
should we say flout the road?
Yes, look at the other side.
Yes.
Take the other way out the road. And while our fellow nurses are fighting for their rights, including her own, she decided to go to work. But I expected that those union leaders would have handled the situation in a much better way, not the way she was being treated. So I think that was maybe, I'm not speaking for Inyanya, I'm not his spokesperson, maybe that was why Inyanya decided to gift her. And it wasn't just from Inyanya.
Yeah, from other people also, you know, we're looking at the perspective of humanity now, right? We're looking at the perspective of, okay, everyone is on strike. The hospital is a very crucial place. If all the nurses go on strike and then the patients are there, unattended to, not cared for, so who are we expecting to take care of these people, right? I understand the cause. I understand that it's a right cause that they went on strike for. But I assume that she went there under the pretext of humanity, right? Trying to be there when she was aware that other people were not going to be there. Let's assume. That's why I said it's an assumption.
Assume, because at the end of the day, she's also human.
Yes, she is.
She's also human.
Yes,
okay.
she is.
It's Inyanya, just like I said. I found her. Her name is Mrs. Gubadia, and she has told me her own side of the story. I'll give her the money. It's my money, and I felt led to give to her. I don't care who agrees with me or not. Do have a great day. Okay, we are going to have a great day. We'll drink water and drop cup or your matter.
Mrs. Gould, now let's look at this aspect that the people that were shouting at her, that were, Okay, we have another comment. Why do some Nigerians love rewarding bad behavior?
Yeah, that's a valid opinion there. It's a valid opinion.
But was that really bad behavior? Okay, so he responded to that person that said, what's your definition of bad behavior? A nurse decided not to go on strike so she can save lives. Being at work is bad behavior to you. She's an essential worker and she deserves some compensation. And the way she was humiliated was wrong. I absolutely agree with that. Find her for me. I have 500K for her immediately. Okay, so I am guessing this is the beginning of the whole brouhaha, right? So, he mentioned that she deserves some compensation because the way she was humiliated, which I think is the essence.
I think that should have been the only thing on this tweet. He shouldn't have added the fact that strike was on and she's supposed to go to work, because the essence of the strike, the reason for the strike is because they were fighting for their right. For their right. And with our own right, inclusive. Yes. Maybe the way she was treated, I do not agree with that. But the fact that she went to work, why did she? They were on strike. She shouldn't have, they were on strike. The real king, you do not think about the life of innocent, sick and helpless children, women and men in the hospital. If abandoning these people is the only way you can protest, then they are stupid. I don't think they are. The woman needs to be rewarded, and this is healthcare and not school. Or you can say that again, the real king, but at the end of the day, they are humans, they have needs, they have families.
And then we go into the essence of the strike itself.
And then they're working in order to get paid, so they don't do criminal activities. And when people work, they expect to get paid. Yes. So when they do not get paid or get their rights, they can go on strike. Okay.
Chukwu Ebuka says, they are both right, but make them no use because of 500K, sack her or collect her certificate as nurse. Inyanya for no make the gift public. Like I said, I think it's basically because of the fact that she was insulted. That's the essence of him.
If Inyanya had made that known, that he's just gifting her that because she was insulted, maybe I would agree with that, not because she went to work, while others are fighting for their rights, for their cause.
They're fighting for nurses to be contract staffs, for them to have better pay, for them to be in the system without nepotism.
Trust me, it's always better pay.
It is.
It's always better pay.
Yeah.
And then most times it boils down to better pay.
Exactly. And it also boils down to who you know. Right?
God.
That's also part of their course.
Okay, now let's talk about the girls here. Super Falcons is shining the spotlight now on the captain of Super Falcons, Rasheedat Ajibade, and as she testified in our church at MFM.
And sometime last year, I was here to testify after qualifying by God's grace and mercy, leading the team Super Falcons to qualify for the Olympics after 16 years. I was here to testify. And fast forward to May, when I was in my club, this last season has been very difficult. It was a very difficult season for me. And during May, Power Must Change, and I was here quickly for a deliverance program and also joined the Power Must Change program. Then I went back quickly again to my club to round up for the season. So, because it was really tough, I was going.
Okay, that was the Super Falcons captain, Rasheedat Ajibade, testifying in church. And this brought about a lot of comments.
This very young little girl standing here today to testify. I was once one of that young girl out there, hawking olive oil, hawking Zobo, hawking Kono in every most of the deliverance program. But today, I give glory to God because God of the Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries is still in the business of lifting men. So please, don't give up. Keep praying, keep fasting, and keep walking and keep believing. The Lord of Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministry will see you and answer your prayers. Thank you.
The God of Mountain of Fire and Miracles Ministry.
Rashida, they're giving God all the glory at MFM, not forgetting her root, and then going back there to just say thank you. Okay, we have comments on that. Okay, yes, that's Rashida's presenting jersey, their words to the GO, General Overseer of MFM, and his wife there. That's the picture you can see on the screen. Okay, can we move on quickly to the comment, please? Okay, Oluwasegun GCFR. We have loads of GCFR today. I mean, should I just start calling myself Larry Manuel? Yoruba people, now only here we can see Rashida for church. Okay, the religion tolerance in Southwest should be replicated across the country. This is independent because this particular time the video went viral.
Yes,
you are not her. I don't know. Were you at the entrance of
anything? We have another one. It says, sports doctor says she's called Mama G.O. by her teammates, and she embodies shamelessly carrying Jesus wherever she goes.
Interesting one there. Okay, now let's see how she actually prays
and
worships between while she's amidst her teammates that actually brought about that particular comment.
You're wearing this cap, Rash. Congratulations. It says Jesus. Can I get your victory song now that you're to the finals?
It's a victory dance. Dance. Jehovah. He has never. Let it be. He has never lost the battle. From age to age. Patricato. Now in the fight, now we the winner.
I was Rashida still basking in the euphoria of the win.
I think it's really beautiful to see.
Yes, really beautiful to watch there. Now let's move on quickly to the next one as the Ekiti State Speaker empowers 100 individuals with 5,000 Naira cash as they select beneficiaries on Facebook. Coming from his Facebook account, Adeoye Aribashoye, if 5,000 Naira is not too small, and you live in Ekiti State, send your account details. The first 50 entries will be selected by COS Olamide Aribishana. Thank you. Okay, trust Nigerians. They're definitely going to have hot takes on this.
Okay, the comment section. Champion always says tomorrow he will add this to his portfolio on how he empowered his constituents.
Really sad and heartbreaking.
Is that really?
Next one, please. Lisa, have another comment on that. Okay, Solomon, Ekiti people and 5K, now 5 and 6. Ouch, that's not so nice. Remember how they were selling votes for 5K during elections? So when there are politicians now, oh my God, I am not going to read that. Do you have another comment, please?
Okay, we have another from Jide Dina that says, I will just write that he can do better and empower your people more. Next should be scholarship, skill empowerment, loans for startup, and also massive malls and shops to people. Kudos, but do better for your people.
Okay.
That's a great comment there.
Hey, very great one. Oh my God, Nigerians, really.
People ask where the stray bullets this morning.
Serious stray bullets, and it's not so nice because we have innocent Ekiti people that do not even understand what's going on, really. Okay, now let's take the video of the day as in Nigerian Genius reads out 36 governors and deputies, including senators, in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Calm down, governors. Tell us, governors.
We are still sure of which of them.
Tell us, governors.
Nigerian governors have been Nigerian
governors.
Nigerian governors, how many states?
All the states.
Let's go.
Abia State.
All the states. Yes, they shout for how much? Abia State governor is Dr. Alex Chioma-Uti. The deputy governor is Engineer Ikechukwu Lekwachi Metu.
Adamawa State.
Adamawa State governor is Right Honorable Amadu Umaru Fintiri. Deputy governor is Professor George Kalekepo Afarauta.
Akwa Ibom.
VC of Adamawa State University.
Wow. Akwa
Ibom State governor is Pastor Mo Basie. No, deputy governor is Senator Akon Basie Yakenyi.
Anambra
State governor is Professor Charles Chukuma Soludo, former CBN governor. Deputy governor is Dr. Onyeki Bezu.
Bauchi State.
Bauchi State governor is Senator Abdulkadir Bala Mohammed. Deputy governor is Awal Jatau. Bayelsa State governor is Senator Doye Diri. Deputy governor is Senator Lawrence Erujako.
Benue
State governor is Reverend Father Hyacinth Yomemali.
Wow.
Deputy governor is Barrister Samodi. Borno State governor is Professor Mohammed Babagana Umoru Zulum. Deputy governor is Alhaji Usman Kadafo.
Cross River
State governor is Senator Prince Bassey Ededotu. Deputy governor is Dr. Peter Ode.
Delta
State governor is the Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Oborewore. Deputy governor is Samonde Onyeme. Ebonyi State governor is the Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna Wifuru. Deputy governor is Princess Patricia Obila.
Edo State
governor is Mr. Monde Okpebolo. Deputy governor is Dennis Idausa.
Ekiti State
governor is Honorable Abayomi Oyebanji. Deputy governor is Chief Mrs. Monisha De Christiana.
Enugu
State governor is Barrister Dr. Peter Ndubisi Mba. Deputy governor is Dr. Efrain Osai.
Gombe State
governor is Mohammed Inuwa Yahaya. The deputy governor is Awal Jatau.
Imo State
governor is Senator Hope Didika Uzodinma. During his first term, the deputy governor was Chief Placid Ndok.
Wow.
Now the deputy governor is Lady Chinyere Komari.
Jigawa
State governor is Umar Namadi. Deputy governor is Aminu Usman.
Kaduna
State governor is Senator Sani Uba. Deputy governor is Dr. Hadiza Balarabi.
Kano
State governor is Engineer Yusuf Abba Kabir. Deputy governor is Alhaji Aminu Abdul Salam Gwazo.
Castilla State.
Don't play with me. And reform INEC. Katsina State governor is Umar Diko Rada. Deputy governor is Alhaji Farouk Lawal Jobe.
Kebbi
State governor is Nasir Idris. Deputy governor is Alhaji Abubakar Argungu.
Kogi State
No Argungu Fishing Festival. Kogi State governor is Usman Ododo. Deputy governor is Selifu Joel.
Kwara
State governor is Abdurrahman Abdurazak. Deputy governor is Chief Kayode Alabi.
Lagos
State governor is His Excellency Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. Deputy governor is Barrister Obafemi Kadri Hamzat.
Nasarawa
State governor is Abdullah Hisule. Deputy governor is Emmanuel Akabe.
Niger
State governor is Alhaji Mohammed Umar Bago. Deputy governor is Yakubu Garba.
Ogun
State governor is Prince Adedako Olusegun Abiodun. Deputy governor is Engineer Mrs. Noimoto Yedele Salako.
Ondo
State governor is Mr. Lucky Orimiso Ayedatiwa, who succeeded the late Akeredolu. The deputy governor is Olaide Adelami.
Osun
State governor is Senator Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke. Deputy governor is Omoba Prince Paula Adewusi.
Oyo
State governor is Engineer Oluseyi Abiodun Makinde, who is married to another engineer. Engineer Mrs. Tamuno Miniya Oluseyi Makinde. The deputy governor is Chief Adebayo Lawal from Kishi. Plateau State governor is Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mufwang. Deputy governor is Honorable Mrs. Josephine Chungdum Pio.
River State
governor is Amaupo Senibo Siminalayi Fubara. The deputy governor is Professor Mrs. Ngozi Mmaodu.
Sokoto
State is Governor Ahmed Aliu Sokoto. Deputy governor is Alhaji Idris Gobir. Taraba State governor is retired Lieutenant Colonel Agbu Kefas. Deputy governor is Aminu Alkali. Yobe State governor is May Malabuni. Deputy governor is Alhaji Idi Gubana. I said don't play with me. Zamfara State governor is Dr. Dauda Lawal. The deputy governor is Mani Mama Mumuni. FCT minister is Barrister Nyesom Wike, we get hall for ICC. That is the conference.
Tell us senators.
Ogun State, let's go. Ogun State Senator Salisu Afolabi, that is Ogun Central. There is Otumba Gbenga Justus Daniel, the former governor. And then there is Senator Adeola.
Tell us Cross River.
Cross River State Senator, Cross River North Senator Jaribe Agom. Cross River Central Senator Eteng William Jonah. And Cross River South is Senator Ekpeyon Asuko. Lagos State Senator includes Senator Wasiu Sani Eshilokun, Senator Adetokunbo Mikael Abiru, and then we have Senator Idiat Oluronti Adebudule, former deputy governor. Oyo State, because now in our state. Oyo State Senator includes Senator Fatai Buhari, in our senator. We have Tunde Yunus Abiodun, Oyo Central, and then Oyo South is Senator Sharafadin Abiodun Ali. Edo State, how much Senator Adams Oshomole, there is Senator Bernard Maswe, and then Edo Central is the current governor. They never feel this. Let's go there.
Can't withdraw my money.
How much they for the Go and fix INEC. The major focus now is to fix INEC because, by the way, how the governors they perform. Yes, let us know. Give me my money. You not give me change.
Wow.
So beautiful and relaxing to watch. Oh, wow. Whether you think he cramped it, he read it, it's a little effort, let's just applaud
that was
what
beautiful.
he did.
Yes.
That was really beautiful.
That was a real mental exercise. I mean, can I even pour half of what he did? That's sure. Someone said that he should be working in INEC.
Maybe not. Okay, we'll be wrapping up on Morning Flicks this morning, and then handing over to the door, the gentleman of the press. We have Moses. Moses, how are you doing this morning? You said good mornings already. Moses Ojewumi.
Taiwo Fabajo.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
And we also have Taiwo Fabajo. How are you doing this morning?
Very
Good morning.
well, very well.
You're looking sharp. What's the mood like?
I'm also looking sharp as well. I saw the video of Rashida Ajibade, and she was doing her testimony.
Yeah.
I remember I watched that video where she said she used to walk olive oil, kunu zobo, and it tells about her, her background, the little beginning. And I believe a lot of Nigerian youths will learn from that and not, approach this quick money syndrome that they want to fast way, cut ways, and they will understand that
Get rich quick.
life is a process, and one day you will eat it, and that is our story. And I believe they can also learn from it and also, tap into such testimony and live a worthy life.
Many thanks for that. Moses, you seem really calm. It seems the weather is getting to you this morning.
This is the men's world, looking at what Moroccan has achieved, and yesterday the D Tigress also won the 5th title, and Nigerians are waiting. Let's see what kind of reward will they get at this time around. Will it be as bumper? Will it be as bumper as that of the Super Falcons? And most because of the girls.
Maybe they will get better.
Possibly, I'm also looking at whether one of you girls will also take recite the names of the local government chairman in Ogun State, or do I have 70,
all the commissioners in the state.
What happened to? I thought you said it's a men's word.
Exactly.
No, I said the women's word now. Given the feats that has been achieved.
It's women first.
Okay. Many thanks. We'll be handing over to them very soon, so you get to hear more from the gentlemen over there. Right about now, we're drawing the curtains on Morning Flakes. My name remains Lara Emmanuel, and together with
Olayemi Takura, we say see you and bye for now.
Yeah, many thanks for staying with us. You are still watching New Dawn right here on Ogun State Television, and it's now time for the interview segment. Well, in a country as diverse as Nigeria, politics is really black and white. Coalition building, rotational presidency, or politics, yes, have become tools in the hands of politicians. And ahead of the 2027-2031 elections, there are already talks. Of course, coalition is taking place, already. There are conversations around zoning, rotational presidency, and all of that. So we want to look at this this morning. Are these strengthening democracy or stalling meritocracy? And to talk more about that, for us is an engineer Oluyemi Ogundele, the coordinator of Ogun State Diasporans. So you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Taiwo.
Yeah, welcome once again. Let's start looking at the power rotation policy in Nigeria. You discovered that at a particular time we have the president from the southern part of the country, which we currently have, and at another time we have a northern president. But looking at it since 1999, do you think we've been able to achieve as much as we should based on how much we've been rotating power among ourselves?
I don't think we've achieved much, but I wanted to say I'm a fan of power rotation. It has to happen in a country like ours, diverse ethnic groups and stuff like that. In some other country, maybe the one part of the country might be ruling for many years. However, maybe they have only one language. They have a common culture. But in a country like ours, even if it's not about religion, it's also about our culture, religion. Some countries, they have only one religion throughout, or maybe 90 or 70%, but Nigeria, the way the diversity. So I think we really need it. However, the way it's being practiced is the issue. We have to really work on that. But I think it's a very good idea to have this power rotational policy in place.
Okay. Also, the issue of capacity sometimes come in, that which should be actually looked into. Capacity or the fact that we want to rotate power or zone power to a particular ethnic group, or also religion basis. What do you count as very important when we look at this capacity or zoning or power rotation?
Capacity is very important. And then the problem is that we keep moving around the same group of people. We have young, dynamic people who can take over, who can do things even better, but they're not being given the chance. We just look at politics and how old you've been in the political party and stuff like that, and also rotational, okay. But then we really have to look about capacity, who can really do this job. I've seen some area where some region even yields to the other one when they say that they have nobody that can really take the issue up. But if we say, it's just like talking about quota system. It fails in some areas. Because we just want to have male or we want to have female, even if we have one that's not okay, we could not do the job, we just want to fulfill that requirement that want to do quota system or rotate it, and that is the problem we're having now. We also I have to say that we have a very complex situation here in Nigeria, that even within the region, if we say we're giving to the south, there's still going to be sub region within the south too. We say, no, it's our turn, even though they are speaking the same language. We are from different states and stuff like that. So it's really difficult. We cannot say we want to rotate it by states to sort the situation. It's not going to work. Then you have to wait for another, 45 years before it comes, or I don't know how many years you can. So we have to really be ready. We have to be passionate about what we want to do, and we should not be sentimental about it.
All right.
Okay. But the pendulum swings between north and south. Why some will say, well, we have these 6 geopolitical zones. When it comes to the southeast would say, oh, well, we also want to become, the president. But it could swing to the south, and it wouldn't get to south-south. It wouldn't get to southeast. It would get to maybe southwest. And if you get to south side, it may not get to southeast. So what about those that would say, okay, maybe we should be talking about zoning across the 6 geopolitical zones?
I think I will abide, I will support that idea of 6 political geopolitical zones, because I know there was an argument some times ago when we had somebody from South-South, and some people are claiming that is the South, and at the Southeast I said, no, we've not had it. The South-South is totally different. But when there's another issue at hand, they now claim that South-South and Southeast are the same. So we cannot just take things when it favors us and leave it when it doesn't favor us. So that's why I say maybe the 6 geopolitical zone will be the best way out of it.
But capacity is also the problem
of course,
here, because people will say, well, zoning disqualifies more competent leaders, because Mr. A could be very competent, but because of where he comes from, we say, oh no, it's not your turn yet, you have to wait for your turn. And by the time it gets to the turn of the zone it belongs to, the political calculation may have changed.
Yes, it's very unfortunate. It's possible that we have somebody from one particular area of the nation now ruling, and by the time his time expires, the person that we think can take us to the destination is from the same area too. So at that end, we say, no, it's not possible, so he has to go. But it's not about this winner-take-all syndrome we have here in Nigeria. Even as a good advisor to the president or as a minister, you can still do your job. You don't have to be president to rule. The president doesn't rule alone. So if you see somebody from the same geopolitical zone capable of doing the job, of course, he cannot be the president again because somebody from the zone has just finished the term. Give him a very powerful position there, as an advisor, as a minister, or anything, and he will still deliver. So, but by the time we look at the president as absolute, he does everything, that's where we fail. And in most countries, it's like that too, that you see some people from another zone taking a very powerful position in the leadership of the country, and they'll be working from underground. I know the case of Sierra Leone, where we have somebody like Yun Keller, who was a former UNIDO director. And he was in the opposition party at the beginning. I think he has now moved to the party, of the ruling party. He's from another zone. He's from the same zone, I think, with the president or something like that. But he's doing a great job on the background, and he's giving them a lot of international recognition, bringing a lot of investors in and things like that. So we must not be the president to do the job. That is what we should think about.
Looking at our political ideology in Nigeria, and the fact that you discover that to organize a campaign and during election period, you discover vote buying and a lot of things. So this tells on the fact that it takes a lot of money to get into power, nomination form and all. When you look at this, don't you think some people who have the capacity but cannot afford this are being left out, considering how much we spend, contesting and for election? Don't you think we need to do something about reducing the funding and also the funds that goes into Nigerian election?
Absolutely correct. However, this is a constitutional issue. The way a constitution was drafted, we don't give room for such things. We allow the money bags to win elections. I will be happy if we have something like independent candidates. You know it's not going to be easy to win an election as a candidate because you don't have a political party or a lot of people around you. But when you deliver, you have something to deliver and you move around and campaign, it's still possible, but the constitution doesn't allow that. So we end up having this, of course, if somebody is popular within an area and the election is coming up, enough money to have voting agents, how they call them, all over the whole units. So it's an area they can even charge you and nobody will stand up for you. So the political party who has the money, or the people who have the money, who can get agents everywhere. So if election is being rigged in a place, they will be there and say, no, this is not the result. They will go to court and call witnesses. But some people lose in tribunal because tribunal believe on facts and evidences. So when you don't have an agent in a particular voting unit and you claim election was rigged there and they call you out to come and give evidence, there's nobody who can say, yes, I was that polling unit, this one was wrong, this thing did not went well and stuff like that. And the judge will listen. But when nobody and somebody just maybe from INEC or anybody gives something, and they will support the institution they are working for. So at the end of the day, a lot of cases are being lost in the court because court does not believe on this is what it should be. They believe on facts on the table. And that is why this money back win election will everywhere up to the Supreme Court, because they will come up with people They will tell you in the polling unit, you have even 3 or 4 people monitoring the votes there. And when 4 people come and talk about a result of a place, you will listen, you believe them. And the other people comes in and they say, yeah, we don't have nobody there, but we heard that this was the result and everything. So these are the issues. So it will still continue to be the same thing. You cannot continue to do the same thing and get different results. We have to look into this area. So money still speaks in election. And people, even not only in Nigeria, anyway, even in America, you raise money and enough for money, you'll be able to go around. You have the radio thing, you have other things there. So we will not have it right until we do something about that issue.
Maybe we won't have the desperation to be in power at all costs if this funding of a funding election is not that much, because a lot of people who have spent money taking up loan and are very desperate to be in power. Don't you think desperation and the fact that we have a lot of violence during the election will reduce?
Of course, we know this is the situation. I live in Austria. In the recent election I contested, I'm on the list. It's even possible that I might even be in the council very soon, because we work in the list system. You have about 40 people on the list, and if you're able to win 20 seats, 20 people take over. If anybody leaves, the next person comes in and stuff like that. What I'm trying to say in short is that there's no money there. Here, when you know somebody, if somebody becomes a councillor today, in the next 1 year we'll build houses and have fleets of cars, you want to be there. So if we have, like in European country or some other country, where even senators or rep members are not earning much, and they're even expected to have an extra job. As a councillor, you don't even have anything to do rather than go to the council maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks, and they pay them very small amount of money. They have to keep their job. So when you know you have your job, you're not desperate about it. But here, politics is a full-time business, a full-time job. So let me tell you something. If they slash the allowances of the senators or the rep member, what they earn, the cars, all the cars, all the staff they give allocate to them, everything, people will even not be interested in contesting anymore. But they go there to make money. And in most countries, it's not like those. You see president of some countries driving is no normal car, apart from the official car. And when they leave, official car belongs to. And even when they are going for a private something, they are not supposed to even use official car. President, so not talking. I don't think Nigeria should do such a thing. I mean, but I want to let you know that now talking about governors or even some state assembly member having 3, 4 cars, having all these things. So we make politics very attractive, and it's costing us a lot of money. A lot of money can be saved in the way we do politics, and life will be saved as well, because it's not going to be a do or die thing anymore. So when I know my salary is just 2 million every month, and that is it. But when you have allowances, and they brag. I say, yeah, look at my salary, just 2 million. But when they have allowances more than 20 million, which is not counted as salary, and when they talk in the public and we have salary, tell me other things that you are getting, another benefits you are getting. You can walk into the bank and get millions of loans, while a normal person working cannot even get 1 million loan. You use your influence and everything, and some of them, you don't even pay the loans back. So it's a lucrative business. That's why they're killing themselves and doing other things they're doing, and desperate to win election and rigging election.
Okay. Well, it's meant to be seen. I mean, if the cost of governance will actually be cut, like you did talk about the jumbo salaries of the lawmakers, because they are the lawmakers, so it must start with them. So, and it's not as if tomorrow they will come and say, okay, let's slash our salaries. Some will tell you, okay, we have to meet certain needs, in a constituency. People come with frivolous needs. Well, anyway, let's leave that. And let's talk politics. There's coalition taking place now. And this coalition came at a point where Nigerians felt, or some Nigerians felt, were drifting, towards one-party state. What's your take? Do you think this coalition is strong enough to give the current administration a run for their money?
I don't think so. But let me be honest with you. It's a bit too early. We're now talking as if 2026 it's not even on the calendar. People are not talking to 2027. We still have a long way to go. And coalition, for God's sake, in countries, is it people who are like-minded people who gather together to form coalition. You don't form coalition because you just want to grab power. No, and you have different ideologies. You are not together. So at the end of the day, even if you win, you are going to scatter the whole nation. So coalition is based on people who have like-minded. And in most countries, coalition are being done after election. When you've campaigned, You are from the Green Party, and you campaign, you want to have environmental this, you want to have to stop open defecation, you have your own ideas. But you lost election, and you have 20 members in the House, and you try 20 members work an agreement with the ruling party to be able to get our program across. And then you promise them, okay, we'll support you, we'll vote for your motions and your policies, but please accommodate our own. That's how coalition has been formed, mostly after election. But this coalition before election, and for the only one purpose of trying to remove the sitting government, it's not done anywhere because it's about desperation. I don't say the ruling government have done the same in the past, but two wrongs does not make it right. But I don't believe it's a bit too early, number one. And secondly, you can only form coalition with somebody which you have the same idea, the same ideology, very similar. We have people who are from total different perspective, but just because they want to get to power, it's a marriage. So you see marriages that breaks up because you are not even compatible, but you just want to get this thing done for one reason or the other. And at the end of the day, we now start regretting. For the first day, they will start having problems. For the first day, they will start having this. So I don't see this coalition as going to stand the test of time. I don't think they're going to give, and that's why maybe it's fire for fire, that the ruling party too are trying to bring this together. Those people are colliding against them. They too are trying to woo from this area. So now instead of doing the job of governance, they are busy strategizing for the next 2 years or stuff like that. And like I said, they make it look as if there's not going to be 2026, it's going to be 2027. Everybody's talking about 2027. It's a bit too early.
But in politics, once you win an election, you are planning, for the next election. And 2022 and 2025, I think in less than 2 years, the 2027 elections would, come up. And what about those that will look at from this angle that, okay, a coalition as an opposition? Because I could recall I was watching the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development yesterday saying, oh, now that the coalition has come, well, it will also make us do better because we know that to win election, we need the people, and it won't make us rest on our horse because the coalition as an opposition are criticizing the government, telling them what they are not doing, the people are not happy, and all of that. What about from that angle?
What he said was correct. I mean, normally that's the way it should be. You have a government in place. Maybe they are doing things you don't like. We are not talking about next election. You are forming a coalition to be able to tackle them, to give them a run for their money, to be able to make them do the right thing. So that when you come to the House, they bring a bill or they bring a budget, you will vote and argue about it. Not for election. The coalition is meant, and that's what is one meaning of, and that's where it should be actually, that they make them work hard. The coalition is not, they're not going to make them work hard because they want to take power from them. Of course, they want to do better so that they convince people and say, yes, we are doing a good job. It's your work that will speak for you, even in election. When you see that there's a lot of coalition out there, you start doing the right thing so that you'll be able to argue it out. When you come to election, you have to argue, this is what I can deliver, and this is what I've delivered. Test and trusted. But that is not the way some people play the politics. For them, they don't even want to care and do something good. They want to get enough money, get enough members, get enough members from that party to their side and everything. That is what they are doing, not rather than continue doing the good job. Just like the minister said, you have to do a good job. It's the job that's supposed to speak for you. But unfortunately, a country like ours, some people doesn't even look about the job. Some people doesn't care. As far as the election is coming up, I give you an envelope of 10,000. They will vote even they know you are a terrible candidate. And after eating that 10,000, they will now start regretting and say, I would have. But the same people complaining now. Come next election, give them another 10,000. They will change the tone again and support you. That's what people think about. We don't even think about the future or anything. And that is, it's unfortunate. We keep saying it. It's not like in Nollywood, we keep saying something, but in the reality, we do different things.
But is that not our politics? Like some would say that our politics lacks an ideology. So it's all about influence. And so when you see a coalition of El-Rufai, Atiku, Abubakar, Rotimi Amaechi, I mean, these are big, these are heavyweights, so who cares about, okay, this is our own ideology. People want a better Nigeria. So it's all about having people of substance.
And it's wrong. I will tell you in some countries, if somebody is a Democrat, he might either say, I'm not happy with what's going on and I will not even contest, I will not even vote, I will not, but he will not go and judge Republicans. It's not possible, because this ideology is what is built in me. This is what I believe in. You can't change that. So in like a country like ours, we don't have any ideology at all. People just flow with the things the way it works. If there's somebody who really believe in one Nigeria, you will not go to another party who is thinking of splitting when it comes to election. If you are somebody who believes that economic power, we have to invest more, you will not go to a person who is thinking we not stakeholder capitalism something. But here there's no ideology, they do anything. If, I'm sorry to say this, Rotimi Amaechi or El-Rufai are made ministers, they will not be talking the way they are talking today. Because the law stuff for them is about power. You know, that's why you see governors rushing to pick a senatorial form, because they see it as a retirement home for governors. If you have a governor in a state, probably try to be president, vice president. You don't see anything, there's nothing going you want to do in being a senator. You know, there's two, just like, I hope maybe lawyers to be contest for presidency and the judiciary too. You know, you are not, these are lawmakers. This is executive. You have to keep to that, be the executive, but you're not changing over and trying to start making law. Instead of you execute the law passed, and you now come back to make law. And so, of course, they prepare themselves too. Somebody who is in the House today, or the House of Rep today, they will try to write a law that maybe is planning to be governor next time, so that the law will suit them when they are governors. Of course, we're talking about money and reducing costs of governance. It's about them. So do you want them, you cannot change this constitution or make all these things change without them. So they have a way of doing things, so they will never let those things pass through. And when you come to the House, I'm sorry, it's about lobby. And when you're in the opposition, you cannot get anything through, even if it's a very good motion. We, from diasporans, let me come back home, we are suffering this. I know when they wanted to establish NITCOM, Abiri really prepared a very good paper to justify why the diaspora is supposed to have a diaspora commission. But at that time, she was in the opposition, AD or at that time, and the PDP were ruling. They knocked down that proposal. It never saw the light of the day. 2 times they keep calling, and the team will be missing before the final election, before maybe it's first debate, second, they will take it out. But if it's a ruling party that's proposed this idea, it should have gone through. It's when they became, our party became the ruling party, although she was not even in the House, but the thing was able to go through. What am I saying in short? So now, to get things done, we have to be lobbying people.
Objective things.
Yes, and mostly we have to go to the ruling party because they have the votes. Even if somebody from the opposition has a very good proposal, it is about politics. Now we have the same issue now with diasporans now. We are talking about diaspora voting. We've been working tirelessly, employing some good people to draft a good proposal, to put the motion. We are going to the House to lobby, but we're still waiting to see what's going to. And it's our right. We keep sending money home. We keep doing. Why can't we be part of the government?
But how do you feel?
But we stopped sending our money home.
What about logistics? Well, it's not possible because you have families, you have friends and families here.
How do you feel not being able to vote? We're talking about electric voting even while away.
I feel bad. With the election, I felt bad when I'm watching the TV, people vote counting, and I cannot cast my own vote. And I say I'm Nigerian. More painful because other country makes it happen. Even African countries like us.
But do you think we are ripe for this, considering the sensitivity and
the cost implications,
and the fact that
and security challenges,
and the fact that yes, and the fact that technologically, when you look at even when you have a mobile phone, there's always a technical glitch, and anything can happen. Do you think we are really ready to take this higher?
We are ready. We've made a proposal that can work. Even if it's not electronically, we start with the analog way. We have embassies in most countries. Country does not have embassy, have an embassy that is close to them that covers that country. We can be going physically in the embassy, cast our vote. There the vote is counted. Everybody has a phone number, phone capture the vote, and the vote is being, and the result is being sent down here. How do the Americans, other countries vote? Even in their own case, they won't carry the ballot paper and bring it to their country to count. That's why the result takes some days before the final result comes up. They project, they tell you projection, but it's not really the final result. At times it takes a month, even in America, to have the final result. We can always do that. We have already given some areas and some suggestion how this thing could be done. We are ready. Countries less than Nigeria are ready. Of course, we have large numbers. However, I should say this very sensitive thing, election now, like last election, is being decided by maybe less than 1 million vote or 1 million vote. And diaspora, we are more than 20 million out there.
But that doesn't mean every diaspora...
Which means we can change.
We come and vote. That doesn't mean every diaspora will also come and vote.
If we start now, the interest will be high, and then the vote can be changed from diaspora, and the result can be changed. And that's what politicians are afraid. And they cannot influence that as they influence back home here. I know diaspora want to take 10,000, 20,000 for you to vote. They have the money. They will not take that. So, and that will influence the election. And I'm sure most parties are not ready for that because they know, these diasporas are different people.
But what about the cost implication? Because which means, politicians will now be going abroad to campaign, and all of that. That would be humongous.
They don't have to campaign.
I mean, but
as
in
we're
Nigerian
talking
politics, politicians will go to UK, they will then go to United States to campaign because given the number, the humongous number, I mean, thousands, if not up to millions of diasporans. So they will need the votes.
And don't forget, if the sitting president is contesting, he will have the materials to go and meet the Nigerian diaspora, the Nigerian community in each different countries to campaign. Whereas there are others who will also want to challenge or contest alongside with him. They might not have that luxury. Don't you think this will be a kind of short-changing or trying not to give equal rights for
We're talking about providing level playing ground.
Yes.
However, in other countries too, the same thing occurs and they still vote. What am I saying? As we are talking now, people are watching me from Austria, from UK. You use what you have to achieve it. Modern technology. You don't have to travel down there. And most people in the diaspora, like I said, most of them are well-to-do. You can even have some of the people locally are campaigning for you. You don't have to move to everywhere. Maybe to Ghana, because they have Nigerians there. Maybe to Ivory Coast, closer country. But going to UK, US, you don't need to go there to campaign. The people there knows what they want. They watch TV. You have a very good postcard program. A lot of programs where you can reach out to them. This is very possible. We don't have to. It's not going to be about money alone. Well, but you can do it tactically.
Well, looking at diaspora voting, don't you think this will subject Nigerian election to more litigation, considering the fact that you now have a lot of, work to do, a lot of evidence and evidences to provide in court, and how do you, just like you said, a result being transported from diaspora down home, and a lot of things, it goes a long way. Don't you think this will subject the election to litigation?
It depends on the way you look at it. Let me explain better. You may not want to do senatorial election or House of Rep election because of the State of Assembly. We can say, okay, let us give it a try at the presidency, which is where the all vote comes to the same place, the same number. You may not want to select the votes from maybe have to have two-thirds in the state. Say vote of Ogun State diasporans should be counted here in Ogun State. You can generalize it to numbers. However, the way things are being done is like, we have to start from somewhere. I have to see it's going to work or it's not going to work. Should I not say it's not going to work from the beginning? Like I said, we've already done our homework. We've already seen countries who are doing the same thing, how things is being done in those countries. And when we get to that level, we can say, okay, now all election will be done in diaspora. We can say, okay, let us take senatorial, let us take this, but like I said, even presidential election can be the election that we'll start off with, but this is a questionable issue. You have to do a question. But I don't think money, like you said, the cost of money cannot be the problem, which diaspora can even provide money on logistics too. I don't think counting is a problem. If they use the beavers or anything they are using here and they transmit the result electronically, you'll be surprised that some news here in Nigeria, we in diaspora are the one calling our people, telling them. They'll say, I've not had this. I will call them and say, because one, we are 24/7. online, on the internet. We are not saving data. Data is open everywhere you go on the public transport. Everything is data. So we get more information even than people at home. We are the one even telling them this is the institution. Something's happening in Lagos. So say, I don't hear the house collapsed in Ikeja. We'll be the one telling them. What I'm saying shows that we can be reached. Social media can be reached in any form, and if we're really passionate about it, we can even involve our own money into it and say, look, we just want to be heard. We want our voice to be heard. We want our voice to be added to it. And that is maybe where I say, we can give it a try. I don't think we should just throw out the idea totally. Of course, consider it in the House too. It's still on. But at the end of the day, maybe in final reading, they will change their mind. Like I said, it doesn't favor some of the politicians too. Because, like I said, the diaspora may be the one determining the presidency or the governorship if they're given a chance. Because when the thing is so close by here, and then they are waiting for buck. It happens in the US, when somebody is leading and almost winning the election, and they say they're still waiting for some this thing, and they will tell you the margin is so small that maybe the US Army, this thing that is coming from one state might determine, and you come over and you hear that, yeah, the vote is getting so close that the vote, although they have two parties there, maybe it's not like in Nigeria, that we'll see that the vote will change overnight. That's why I say people contest the election. You sleep, somebody is leading, and you wake up, and that person has taken over.
You know why I'm skeptical about this is this time where we have artificial intelligence generated videos. Videos also can be manipulated, and don't forget, even people in diaspora, there are people that even if they are to be the umpire, you know, you might not be able to trust them totally. So with all this, how are you not skeptical that you mentioned it that we don't have to throw it out totally because of all this, but looking at this, the evolving technological ideas, don't you think this would further this would further, make people to consider, or those in the lawmakers to consider dropping this bill?
You are very correct. When you talk about this AI generated thing, it happens even here in Nigeria. During the last election, we have a lot of videos. Some people's video are being manipulated, and you hear the voice. They will manipulate the voice that you will hear the voice, but what they say is totally wrong. Even the American election, they did it a lot. So it's not going to be only for Nigeria alone. We have to also grow up and try to see how we can maintain that. When we're talking about voting, if a vote is being casted in Nigeria embassy in Austria, for example, and we're there, we saw that 40, 50, 60 is the result, and they are supposed to communicate it back home. And we are there with camera, we saw everything. And when we hear the result being read in Nigeria and they say this is the story, of course, we can send people, we send evidence there to the court. Some of the results of last election, experts are being called from abroad to come and even help them with fingerprint or anything. We will fly down, we'll get a lawyer, we will defend our vote, we'll make sure the vote counts. Of course, I wouldn't have a problem in coming to Ogun State 2 times in a month or in a year just to come and testify in the court. Why not? If we want to stand, we believe in it. We just believe the issue is that we believe it's our right. And there's no reason we should not give it a try. It's going to be very difficult. But the question is, how does other countries make it happen?
Do you think
even large number than India, who are even larger than Nigerians, they do it.
Some of these countries, do you think we need their help in at least to pilot this idea? When you consider the fact that to start it, just like we mentioned, do you think we need the idea? We need them to be the umpire? The European Union, some of these countries who have worked this thing out, do you think we need them to be the umpire to pilot this? Because we might not be able to trust all ourselves totally.
We don't need them to be umpire, but we need their support, their experience. I will tell you, even some African countries, even though we are complaining that the Nigerian election is not very good, some African countries still call INEC to come and give them lecture. If some people came sometimes to even see how we use the beavers and other things for election. Some countries have started copying the same thing. We were even saying we are not good enough. Some people are even copying us. So there's no perfect election or result or system anywhere. We move. It's a system. It's a type of process. We will get there. Rome was not built in a day. Even elections are being contested in all other countries too. But I'll tell you one thing. Rigging election at times is also will of the people. If the people are really strong and they believe in one party, You cannot rig election there because they will protest. I know some states, I don't want to mention, where a governor won and they went to tribunal and the tribunal said he lost. And the people on the streets saying they will not go agree and everything. Of course, when they went to the appeal court, they reversed it. And the Supreme Court, they reversed it. But we knew that the wish of the people. So at times, even in rigging, you can only rig when the people loves you and they support you. They won't go there en masse.
Yeah, but maybe that's not absolute because I mean the court won't be swayed by the emotions of the people, and there will also be talks of this is politically motivated. So if that works that time, it may not work every time.
The court did not take decision based on the people protesting. The court has to face the facts. But just to know that the people themselves, they knew what they wanted and they were ready to show the interest of. But I know the court, any court will decide based on the emotion of the people. No, it's wrong. And I believe the court, that eventually that was why they won in the appeal court and even the Supreme Court. And because they saw it and said this is the will of the people.
Yeah, but it's even hard to even know the will of the people. Because if Mr. A wins, you see, some people that are loyal to Mr. B, we see them on the street protesting. And if Mr. B wins, some people loyal to Mr. A will also protest. Politics. So what is now the will of the people?
Is a game of numbers.
At times we have two popular candidates. We cannot say, the will of the people rests solely on Mr. A.
No, it's the same thing we're talking about. It's the will of the people. It's about numbers. So when they see that thing is very equal, if we see a lot of people protesting and very people are on the other side, we know okay. And if they are always equal, we know this is a very close game. Just like in football, a penalty kick, it can be, it may not be. So it happens, luck can shine your side even if you are wrong or if you are not the one. So it's just, but when we see that it's very close, so even when a close decision, you accept your fate too. It happens. And also, like I said, most cases are being done on technical basis, not even going to the listing of things. So I don't want to, I believe in judiciary a lot, but I think it's only God that can give a perfect result in anything. So it can happen. So if you lose today, you can win tomorrow. If luck not shine on your slates, I was using football as an example. Last Women's Cup of Nations thing, Nigeria were given 2 penalties and 2 red cards against the same Morocco, and they were happy that they play against 9 players, even they play to the 90 minutes extra time with 2 men less, 2 women less, maybe I could do that way, and they won on penalty. That they were happy. This time around, luck does not shine their side. So it's going to balance one way or the other. Maybe next time will be, I don't wish so anyway, it might be the chance to also maybe have luck against Nigeria. So but it's just the way it is. It's not going to be the same way, but we should accept fate. And I think what will be will be.
Well, Nigerians in the diaspora contribute over $20 billion annually to the economy. And I feel your pains when you say, diasporans should be allowed to vote because your contribution to the economy is quite significant. But you say you have been lobbying. So, I mean, where are you in the process now? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? 2027 elections, that may not come up. Are you targeting 2031 elections, maybe 2035 elections? I mean, are you getting that signs? And why do you think the lawmakers are foot dragging on this?
Yeah, we are not thinking of 10, 20 years from now. We want it now and now. Of course, we have to be very realistic. It might not happen immediately this coming election, but next one is possible. We are moving gradually. I'm talking about the NITCOM bill that it took almost 3 terms before they get it right. We are still working on it. Now we're at the level of lobbying the House people. Their town hall meeting now. They want us to come up with, just like what you're asking me, evidence. How do we think we can make it happen? What are the possibility of having a free, fair election? And of course, I understand the fear, even within ourselves too. We had a NIDO Europe election recently that is being contested even within ourselves. The election was contested in Europe there, and we ourselves are even fighting each other now that the election was rigged or when you're there. So it's going to be everywhere. There's nowhere we have a perfect election. So we were aware of that. We're telling them, look, you cannot say because it might be difficult, you don't want to get it done. We can do it. And we are giving evidences. There's case studies. We've already presented little papers. We are on it. So now it's still about constitutional amendment because it has to be tried in the constitution before it can happen. And they are still working on constitutional amendment. So we're still on. We are not out totally with this one. We're still on. town hall meeting happened recently. I think there's going to be another town hall meeting again, and we are also lobbying the members, because it's about numbers when they want to vote, to get them both from both our side of the aisle, from the opposition, from the ruling party, and every another small party. We are lobbying, and we'll continue to do that.
But what form will this take? You know, we have almost every country. You definitely find, you know, some Nigerians, but the number differs. You can't compare the number of Nigerians, you know, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, to maybe Nigerians in Austria, you know, or Colombia, you know, for instance. So are you looking at these numbers, or is it that every country we have Nigerians, they will have the opportunity, or where we have the embassy, they have the opportunity to vote, or we're looking at maybe the top 3, the top 4 countries where most Nigerians reside abroad?
You are very correct. In our studies, we realized that, like you said also at the beginning, maybe not every Nigerian wants to even vote. Somebody doesn't want to identify with Nigerians, just like a sister in UK. Okay. So it's possible that some people say, but they have to be voter registration first. We get the numbers right. Who are interested? Who has the NIN? Who has this and that? All these necessary things. It's going to be a process. So they're going to be also voters registers that we know, okay, in UK only 40 people can vote in this thing. The numbers might be very high, but not everybody is qualified to contest to. We may have to streamline it as, okay, if you have dual nationality, you are accepted, and we have large numbers of Nigerians who have dual nationality. We might even restrict it and say only somebody who is Nigerian, who have not renounced his nationality.
Then the number of eligible, you know, voters will reduce drastically by the time you say you exempt those with dual nationality, because many Nigerians there, they want that nationality.
Yes, of course.
You know, those that don't have it, they are hoping that in the next 2-5 years, you know, maybe by naturalization, they will become a citizen. So would the number now amount, you know, to something worthy, knowing full well that not every Nigerian in diaspora will vote. Some will just like not every Nigerian votes, you know, here. So there will still be voter apathy somewhat.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of strategy. I'm not saying they should use that one, because I too I have a dual nationality, so it's going to affect me even too.
So you too won't be able to vote.
Of course, no, but there's going to be, we have different way of making this happen. You're talking about numbers, that's why I mentioned that one. We give them a lot of criteria, but there has to be seen as that all Nigerians have equal right. Not their money is being sent home and is being enjoyed there, and we cannot even decide on who rules us. That is it. So we can work out anything, but it's possible, and it's happening in other countries. Why not Nigeria? That is it.
Well, you mentioned about talking about the dual nationality. I think just like you talked about yourself, a lot of Nigerians who also have that dual nationality, who have also identified with the country. You have Anthony Joshua, Israel Adesanya from the sporting world, and a lot to look at. I think just like I will align my thoughts with that of Moses, that a lot of people will be disenfranchised, to put it that way. But do you think, looking at it from this angle, that you need a mock election to test run this? Maybe INEC should just organize a mock election for Nigerians in diaspora to actually, test run and see, number one, the readiness and the willingness of Nigerians in diaspora. Do you think?
We are already solving the situation here. We're already coming up with ideas now. These are things we want to hear. It's possible, yes, why not? The mock election, it happens in different countries, they try to do it. Why I'm talking about dual nationality, like I said, I'm not happy about it. I don't wish it happened that way, but it's that we also vote in other countries. You cannot be deciding the leadership of 2 countries at the same time. So you keep one and you lose one. We are ready to take that one, but just to make sure the right thing is being done. Like I said, other countries do the same thing too. I know, let me give us extra where I live, for example. When it comes to maybe presidential elections from election, they don't allow other citizens to vote. But when it comes to like local government election chairman, you are living in a local government. It's about water, it's about your road in that local government. Even non-Austrian votes in that one, because this is just like you are talking about election within the church, and you are saying only church members can take part. Other people who are not full members of the church, but who are attending the church, have the right to, because this is the church they attend. Some people are really registered as members, they pay, and they are this thing. But other people too, as far as it affects them, the leadership or the pastor of the church or the leader they want to vote for is going to rule over them. They have to vote. So what I'm trying to say is that other countries too make ways they look to all these things and they make laws that affect it. So when you have local government election and Germans can vote, who live in Austria, for example, British in Austria can vote, it's about their local government. They live there, the street lights, the environmental something. And when it comes to maybe presidential, they can vote in their country, so they won't allow them to vote for the president of another country. So they try to differentiate this thing. So we can, when we get there, we cross it. Let them pass this law, and then say, okay, like mock elections, another thing. Let's see how it's workability. We have how many countries do we have embassies where we can use the embassy as a polling station? Go to the embassy like America and some other country does. Go there and vote. Which country does not have embassy? Okay, but the country does not have embassy. They have a country close to them, which embassy oversees them. Let them go there and vote and stuff like that. And the votes could be transmitted back home. So let's have a mock election. Let's see how possible it is. But I think we should look into it. We should not just throw out the baby with the bathwater.
All right, we have to go, Moses. Well, time is fast spent, but I mean, looking at your profile, it's so interesting that you have facilitated the diaspora project. I think the ultra-modern toilet facility at Ogiri Remo, the one conducted by David Alaba Foundation. David Alaba, who plays for, I think, Real Madrid, you know, and you're also part of the atomic bomb, you know, committee, Atomic Energy Agency.
And when people talk about atomic, what comes to their mind is bomb. No, our mandate is to look for a peaceful way of using this very complex technology, and we've been achieving a lot. We use it now in the cure of cancer, in a cultural area to identify where water is in the desert. This nuclear technology. No, when you talk atom, it's a very small thing that can just blow up to bigger thing. So we look for a way, even that cultural area, where you have rice, use technology to produce more yields and everything. So it's about using it for a peaceful purpose.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in other programs. Our time is up. So many thanks for coming, Engineer Oluyemi Ogundele, our coordinator of Ogun State Diasporans, and we've talked about coalition and rotational power in Nigerian politics. So many thanks for watching. New Dawn continues on Wednesday with another set of anchors. Do have a lovely day. Bye for now.
Human trafficking is a modern-day slavery. It is a crime to employ a child under the age of 18 as a domestic worker. It is also a crime to remove, buy, or sell any part of human body or organs. It is a crime to organize foreign traveling without any legal documentations. It is also a crime to promote foreign traveling for prostitution purposes. These are illegal, and it is against the law of the land. The general public is hereby informed to desist from any act capable of using human beings for trafficking in Ogun State. To create positive change and promote a safer, more resilient society in Ogun State, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP Ogun State Command, is calling on you to report any human trafficking matter and violence-related cases. For more information, please call 0703 497 6168 or visit our office at Old OGTV Complex, Kilometer 9, Olabisi Onabanjo Way, Ajebo Road, Abeokuta, Ogun State.
The Ogun State Emergency Management Agency, OCSEMA, has issued a timely warning to residents, especially community development associations and landlords, to clear their drainages in preparation for the rainy season. This alert is particularly important given the Nigeria Meteorological Agency's prediction of heavy downpours. To mitigate the risk, the agency advised motorists and other road users to avoid flooded roads during rainfall. He also urged CDAs to educate residents on proper waste disposal and the importance of not building on runoff roads or engaging in environmentally hazardous activities. The state government has made it clear that it will take strict action against those who fail to comply with these guidelines. The rainfall prediction for Ogun State has already commenced this month, with a brief dry spell expected from July 21st. To stay safe during this period, residents can take proactive measures, clearing drainage channels, proper waste disposal, avoiding flooded areas, staying informed. By taking these precautions, residents can minimize the risk associated with flooding and ensure a safer rainy season. Announcer, Ogun State Emergency Management Agency, OCSEMA.
This is what happens when we elect public servants and don't tell them what to do for us. Voting is not the end. It is just the beginning.
It's time again for Health Monitor, the #1 program that shows you how to live a life that's healthy each way. To improve the quality of health and life and inspire you and give you the hope that you can live a healthy life every day. It's Health Monitor, your guide to good health. It's Health Monitor, the #1 health show.
It is time for Health Monitor once again. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us. My name is Chibe Odoke. We have our usual segments for your health pleasure: assisted conception, body care, and health tips. Please stick with us. The show proper will return shortly.
It's Health Monitor, the #1 health show.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Ibinige Iwisi. I'll be speaking to you on IVF today, which is in vitro fertilization. I'm a medical officer with True Care Fertility Clinic in Victoria Island, Lagos. So let's start. What is IVF? In vitro fertilization. This is the fertilization of an egg and a sperm outside of the body. Naturally, in getting pregnant, fertilization happens in the tubes. So when this process is done outside of the body, it's called in vitro. So in vitro fertilization is when we fertilize eggs and sperm outside of the body. Now, how do we go about getting these eggs? These eggs can be gotten from the woman who is trying to get pregnant, or it could also be gotten from somebody else. in this case, we could refer to that person as a donor. So why do we do IVF? Why do couples opt for IVF? In couples that find it difficult to get pregnant for any reason can decide to do IVF or have genetic problems. So we'll talk about the common indications or reasons for people doing IVF. The commonest amongst them is people with tubal problems. The uterus has a tube, and that's where fertilization happens. So if for any reasons the tubes have been damaged, then they need to do IVF. People that have medical conditions like endometriosis. Endometriosis is a condition where the womb lining that is found within the womb is found somewhere else. And as such, there may be problems with tubes and fertilization happening naturally. So such women will need to do IVF. Other reasons why people need to do IVF include people with fibroids, people that have had their tubes tied or ligated for any reasons, people who have infertility that cannot be explained, people with genetic problems, people who would need to go cancer treatment and as such need to keep their eggs safe before they take drugs that would damage or affect their fertility. So such women should do IVF. Now, having said this, it's important to know the stages of IVF.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the body care segment on the Health Monitor Show. This is the Health Monitor Show, your guide to good health. I am Joan, and today in the studio I am accompanied by Lady B. She's an expert in hair care and skin care. And today we are going to be discussing hair thinning or hair shedding. We're going to go on a quick break though. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, Lady B is going to usher us into the hair world, and she's going to make us understand the reasons behind hair shedding, hair thinning, and of course, Health Monitor Show always gives you solutions to your health problems. Don't go anywhere, guys. I'm still Joan, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is still the Health Monitor Show, your guide to good health. And we are still on the body care segment, where we'll be talking about hair shedding. Some may like to call it hair thinning. I'm not alone. I'm not an expert in this field, obviously, but I love to bring experts here to the show so that solutions can be given to anyone experiencing, particularly women, experiencing hair shedding or hair thinning. The